What happens when a national icon, someone who's been at the center of a global crisis, suddenly decides to shut down a congressional hearing by invoking their Fifth Amendment rights? That's exactly what unfolded last week with Dr. Anthony Fauci and Senator Rand Paul. And it's a moment that's way more than just a political drama. It's a glimpse into the toxic undercurrents of our current political climate. Let me tell you, this isn't just about a scientist dodging questions. It's about power, perception, and the weaponization of legal loopholes in a way that's both fascinating and deeply unsettling. Personally, I think this moment reveals how far we've drifted from the idea of civil discourse. When a figure as respected as Fauci feels the need to invoke the Fifth Amendment, it's not just about protecting himself, it's about signaling that the system is broken, and that trust has been eroded beyond repair. What makes this really interesting is how it plays into the broader narrative of experts being vilified in public forums. Fauci's career has been built on transparency, yet here he is, refusing to answer questions because he fears being prosecuted for perjury. That contradiction alone is enough to make you question the entire premise of accountability in government. In my opinion, this isn't just about Fauci or Paul, it's about how political tribalism has turned even the most neutral institutions into battlegrounds. The fact that Fauci felt threatened enough to invoke his rights, despite his decades of cooperation with Congress, speaks volumes about the level of hostility he's faced. What many people don't realize is that this isn't just a personal conflict, it's a symptom of a larger crisis where truth is no longer a shared currency, but a weapon. If you take a step back and think about it, this hearing wasn't about uncovering the origins of COVID, it was about power dynamics. Paul's obsession with getting Fauci behind bars isn't just a personal vendetta, it's a calculated move to undermine an authority figure who's been seen as a symbol of the establishment. This raises a deeper question: when does legitimate scrutiny become harassment? Fauci's lawyers called Paul's behavior pathological, but that's not just hyperbole. It's a warning sign about how extreme polarization can warp the very mechanisms meant to hold power accountable. A detail I find fascinating is how Biden's preemptive pardon for Fauci was framed as protection from politically motivated charges. That's a chilling admission that the legal system is no longer above partisan politics. What this really suggests is that we are in an era where even the most basic legal protections are being twisted into tools of political warfare. And let's be honest, the public is paying the price. When a scientist who's saved millions of lives is reduced to a target of congressional theatrics, it doesn't just damage individual reputations. It erodes the public's faith in the entire process. This isn't just a story about Fauci and Paul. It's a mirror held up to our society, reflecting how deeply divided we've become. The next time you see a hearing like this, ask yourself, are we watching democracy in action, or a slow-motion collapse of trust?